Welcome, you're watching NewsX with me, Devika Devan. After years of negotiations, the free trade agreement between India and the United Kingdom has now been signed by the Prime Ministers of both nations. This is India's most comprehensive trade deal with a Western nation and could set the benchmark for deals with other nations as well. As now we continue our negotiations with the European Union and the United States of America. Now that the deal has been signed, we will try to take a closer look at the sector-wise gains for both the countries. For India, sectors like pharmaceuticals, textiles and IT services could see a major boost with easier access to UK markets and reduced tariffs. For the UK, this deal is a post-Brexit strategic win with automotive, Scotch whisky, legal services and education exports expected to surge. What's going up? What's not? Let's take a look at that, starting with India. India is set to benefit massively from reduced tariffs as the UK has agreed to drop its rates across 99% of tariff lines to negligible rates. The biggest gainers for India are the textile industries, who will now benefit from 0% tariffs on exports to the UK. Precious gems are set to enjoy slashed tariffs, with preferential access for companies based in Surat and Mumbai in particular. Tariffs on Indian leather goods and footwear will also be slashed to zero, and this will boost India's leather industry exports. Indian manufacturers will also receive preferential access over competitors from Bangladesh and Cambodia. For automobiles, Indian car makers will see tariffs slashed to minimal rates, while they currently face tariffs between 4 to 16%. Quotas will also be implemented for electric and hybrid vehicles to protect the fledgling manufacturing facilities in the UK. For marine produce, Indian industries will now receive a major boost as products like shrimp, frozen fish, palmy and squid will now be charged zero tariffs. However, the biggest beneficiary is said to be India's service sector, as the UK will now provide easy access to business visas for short-term travel. Indian citizens working in the UK will also be exempt from paying national insurance for up to 3 years, and Indian qualifications will be recognized across the UK for a host of professions. However, coming to the United Kingdom, India is set to slash its tariff rates across 90% of tariff lines for exports from the UK. This is a historic move. India will progressively reduce duties on 90% of its tariff lines, with 85% of UK exports set to become duty-free over the next decade. According to the statement by the UK government, the deal will result in India's average tariff on UK products coming down from 15% to just 3%. Automobiles will once again be a big winner, with British manufacturers seeing tariffs slash from up to 110% to a mere 10% under a quota of 25,000 vehicles. Scotch whisky, a legacy UK export across the world, will see duties drop from 150% to 75% upon implementation, and further to 40% over a period of 10 years. British soft drinks will also be treated to tariffs as low as 3%. Tariff reductions on British agri and dairy products are also in the deal, as British cheese, pork, chocolates and biscuits will now be cheaper for Indian consumers. The services industry will also see a major boost, with British financial firms and startups gaining easier access to the Indian market. This bodes well for firms like Barclays and Standard Chartered. UK qualifications in law, accounting and other professional services will also be recognized across India. Another big winner is UK's pharmaceutical industry, which will see improved protections and better regulatory transparency, as well as the potential for joint research and development projects. Finally, the last big announcement is the opening up of the Indian public tenders and government contracts to UK-based companies, which will give them access to approximately 40,000 tenders annually, valued at £38 billion. One thing that both Prime Minister Modi and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer emphasized was the years of hard work and negotiations it took to finally reach this trade deal. The negotiations that started in May 2021 with UK PM Boris Johnson and Prime Minister Modi agreeing to deepen trade cooperation led to 15 rounds of negotiation, with final announcements coming on 6th of May this year. But there's another trade deal which India is now working towards, which is the trade agreement with Donald Trump. While the UK deal is historic for both India and the UK, it also comes at a time and a timely reminder for Donald Trump that effective trade negotiations are not about deadlines, but in finding a balance for long-term strategic interests.